Misconception number one is that you're just gonna be healing to become your biggest self, and it's this spiral of Fibonacci sequence of like healing, and it's something you just keep healing. The truth about healing is that you are already there. Like, you could decide to know what to do, and that's what I did. I was like, man, fuck this. Like, I'm tired of it's the same cycle of seeking, right? Ask, seek, knock. And Matthew 7 talk about ask and you shall receive, seek and you shall find, knock and the door shall be open. And what that show me is not just like, oh my God, all I got to do is ask, all I got to do is seek, all I got to do is knock. No. It's like you can skip seeking and you could just knock. And once I noticed that, like, I could skip seeking and just knock, when I get to that point where, like, I realize I'm like, F it, I don't want to heal. I don't want to go through the process, because I explain healing to people as, like, healing is like opening up a book and then closing the book. And what happened is that you do something, you feel it affect you emotionally, you don't like your reaction, whatever you have, like, the response, your response, and you observe your response. And it's like you open the book and you read about the response just to understand your response, right? And then you close the book and you keep going, and something has happened that garners the same response, and you're like, I know which book to look into. You go and you open it and you're like, okay, now I understand it a little bit more. Now let's figure out where is it coming from. Okay, you figure out where is it coming from. You close the book. You keep going. Something else happened. You're opening up the book, and this next time you open up the book, you're not only seeking to understand again. You're like, oh yeah. I remember I read that part. Like, I understand it. Now I'm ready to like heal it. How? Like, and then you start to research how. Then you close the book. Something else happened. Then you're opening up the book again, because then you get that same response again, and this time you're looking into it from the perspective of like, oh my God, I just looked it up the other day. Oh, I remember how. Let me read it again just to make sure I'm doing it right. And you do it. Then you close the book. It's just opening and closing the book all the time. And I'm just over it. And what I realize is, once I start to get to this point of, I already know the answer. Some version of me already know the answer. I surrender. Sometimes it just popped to me like that, and I could move on. So what happened in the mirror is that out by my husband's truck is I looking at myself and I was getting sad. Then I was like, F this, I'm healed. I already know how. It's like, so sit back, and it came to me. It came clean to me. That it's all a lie. It's you seeking the attention because you want to convince him that you're not lazy. Well, are you lazy? No, I'm not lazy. You seeking the attention to convince him or other people that you're special, that you're not crazy, that everything that you experience is just like, well, is it? And if the answer is yes, then okay. I mean, who else do you need to justify that but you? So as long as you're okay with you. And so for me, what I did instantly was, like, I thought about a time when I was younger where I did that for an adult in my life, and I was like, Joey, come talk to me. Come talk to me. And I affirmed you. I'm like, we okay. We okay. Yeah, so I guess with that one, it would go into this next one. What come up is that finding yourself isn't something you find. You're already your higher self. And it's really just more work. It's honestly more work fitting in than relinquishing control. And you could bypass, the parameters of time. But if, that's not you, then and you want to go through that, it's just, humiliation rituals within yourself. Do things to expose yourself in uncomfortable situations until you desensitize from it. That's something that help. Like, what I just do is, like, on TikTok, before I actually post a talking video, so that it's like more authentic and like actually talking in my accent and stuff like that, I would post like a funny me doing some stupid ass voiceover or me doing something like that, because for me it's like they're cringy normally, but I post it and I watch it flunk, because they always do, because it's just ridiculous, and I watch it and I'm like, yeah, well, and it's gonna stay up and you're not deleting it. because it's never that serious. You already are the best version of yourself. You don't need to go do no seeking or nothing like that. So as long as you could really look in yourself and identify just your strengths, and you lean into them and you only use them, then you just do that. Even when you try to package them in a way that you think other people gonna receive it. Like for me, talking is huge, and I naturally got my Kititian accent still, even though I've lived in America, I think, for over 15 years. And it's one of the things that, I'm more uncomfortable with because of certain experiences that I came here. When I came here, certain things that I went through. Also, how we perceive people who live in America back on my island is very much, when you live in America, I think stush is the word that come into me. And so for me, a huge part of that has been like ripping that off, because like, actually, what the fuck? Like, because you live in a different geographic location, how small-minded. Like when you really bring it down. And so it's to realize that like I am Joey Tidiana. I am already Joey Tidiana. And it's giving myself permission to be Joey Tidiana. One could be, it doesn't have to be a lonely process. It doesn't have to be a hermit process unless that's where you feel called. Especially where you would find like hermit or lonely stuff. For most people, they would go into isolation and stuff like that. But it doesn't necessarily have to be a lonely process. Shit. It does. I guess that's the divine dichotomy of everything being the same but different. Is just it depends. It depends, but you could still. I think that's my problem, actually. I'm gonna scrap that. It's not a biggest misconception. Maybe this is a lesson for me here in a sense, because I'm talking about it and something just popped in my head is that what I'm trying to do is still trying to maintain the relationships of, well, not like old relationships, not really maintain them, but where I'm going kind of occupy, like, okay, I get it now. So the biggest misconception is that it's a lonely process and it's isolating, which in some ways it is, because now the only way to it, the thing that you want, is through it, right? And only you can make that walk, that journey. But the beauty about the process of becoming your higher self, or just merging, being, let's say being your higher self, is when the student is ready, the master appears. You're never really lonely, because you will get to encounter so many different mirrors as the journey for you, like becoming, instead of like rising to a level, I'd like to think of it as like you merging into being, right? Yeah, I think is that you will see many different mirrors to you in the form of books and authors, and there's like Joey, I mean actual people, and maybe even actual people. It's not something that you so much seek out, but it's something you attract through alignment. And so, and when I mean like alignment, is through like the conscious decision to choose the highest version of you, right? I got for now. I'm gonna probably make a few more videos on here, so I'll catch you in the next one.